Okay, so just tell people a little bit about yourself. You have a very compelling story, and it was a tearjerker, you know. And
it kind of made me choke up because it brought back so many memories. Being out there in the San Fernando Valley, doing no good, you know, hanging with the wrong crowd. And it's funny because I stood down there after my parents moved to Palm Springs, and when they moved, I didn't want to go because I was stuck on that lifestyle. And it took me a year to actually, you know, open my eyes and be like, you know what, I'm doing something wrong here. After the moment when my friends end up getting arrested,
can you, like, without going too much in, what were they doing? Like, you don't have to give the specifics, like, you don't have to tell, but, like, maybe let people know just how intense things were.
You know, people out there just doing bad things. Bad decisions. You know, you see people out there with their nice clothes, their nice cars. So you want that, you know? So you see what you see, and then you just live how you're taught, you know? So it was something that it was there all the time on my way to school, because I would walk to school and it was always there. I would see it. I was around it. And I never had no brothers to, you know, show me that from right or wrong. And my dad was working. He was a hard worker. He had 2 jobs, so he was hardly ever home. So, you know, I had to look for that father figure in other ways. So I would hang around with older people, and, you know, and unfortunately I chose the wrong ones to, you know, try to mentor me.
Do you feel like they took advantage of your youth? Kind of?
I believe so, because I've never had a youth. If you ask me my childhood, I don't remember. All I remember is doing stuff that I shouldn't be doing.
You were always an adult.
Yeah.
You were just a young adult.
Yeah, and me growing up with 4 sisters and no brothers, it made me want to grow up, be a man fast, you know, because that's what my dad was trying to raise me, and I was trying to grow up too fast, to be honest. And unfortunately, my parents moved because they lost the house. And they left, and I stood down here and still staying here, and unfortunately they wanted me to go back, and I didn't want to because I was stuck in that lifestyle. And then they came back to visit, and you know, my mom started crying because I told her what happened, and she was like, just come home with us. And I ended up going back. I started, you could say I had a fresh start. No one knew me there, so it was good. It was good to have a fresh start and go there. And one day I was walking by the park and I saw a gym, a boxing gym, and the reason why I saw it because the door opened and then the bell rang. After the bell rang, I was like, yo, what's over there? So I peeked in and I saw a gym, and I was like, oh, whoa. And I told my dad I want to try it, and my dad was like, you want to try boxing? I was like, yeah. And the funny story is, I played every sport: basketball, football, soccer, every sport. My dad never came to any of my games. He was telling me, you know, you're wasting your time. And I was like, you know, this is what I like to do. So when I told him I wanted to box, oh man, he fell in love. He was just like, this is what I always wanted you to do from the beginning, but I never wanted to push up on you because I wanted you to do it yourself. And I never realized what he meant by that until I actually went to a boxing gym, and I met fathers there who try to live their dreams through their kids. So I understand my dad, and it was funny that I fell in love with the sport, and my dad was my biggest supporter, and from there on is history. There I met Tim, and I met good people. It was a good move. God blessed me with that move, and from I'm here now, and it's crazy. If you would have asked me 5 years ago, I wouldn't say I'll be right here.
So you got an amazing team behind you, and Tim actually was telling me a story about yesterday. He has experience that you don't quite have from he has like 150 amateur fights and a lot of pros.
Right.
You have 45 amateur fights, you're turning pro. He was saying you ran into a style that you hadn't seen before, and he's like, chill, I got you.
Yeah.
How cool is that to have a Hall of Famer, a legend, be able to break down a style for you in the gym? A lot of people don't have that ability.
You know, some people you can't even pay for that, so it's a blessing, and I take it. I try to soak it all in, and he mentored me, and it gets frustrating at times. It does, because you know he tried to teach me the right things to do, and it's a blessing to have him in my corner and have my coach that, you know, is guiding me right. I have people who genuinely care about me and care for my well-being and my health, so they're taking care of me really well, and that's more I can ask for.
And what can people expect next Friday from you?
Oh, it's gonna be a show. It's gonna be a show. It might be my first fight, but I feel more than ready. They say you win fights in the gym. As cliche that it is, but I believe so. So I train hard. I feel like I have the right tools to come out with a victory.
And what are your ties to Fresno? I said last question, but I lied. Because you said that, and that piqued my ears.
my parents actually, when they came down here from Mexico, you know, they were immigrants. They came down here, and all they had to do, all they did here for a living was work in the field. So I'm really familiar from this, and I actually have family here that still work in these fields. So you know, I have a very close bond with Fresno. I come here as much as I can. So to be fighting here, where my parents worked here once in the agriculture, and it's really. I told my dad the story that I've been fighting here, and he broke tears because he said, "I can't believe there's someone where I work that is supporting you," and it's like I said, it's a blessing. I couldn't ask for any more.
Where can people follow you on social media?
You can follow me at Edgar Martinez, but with the E, it's gonna be a 3. Edgar _Martinez with the 3.